This is Vanessa at trainwithv.com, and this is another follow-up to my Haglund's Deformity Achilles Tendon issues for runners. I find it fascinating that this has been my most watched videos and my most discussed thing to talk about. Haglund's Deformity and Achilles issues hurt everybody. You'll go to a race, you'll see KT tape on the back of people's feet, all kinds of stuff. But until recently, I really didn't see a lot of shoe companies caring about this. And I remember reading a couple of guys' books about when they ran across the United States and would cut the back of their shoes out. We know our greatest American marathoner to date right now is Galen Rupp. He had surgery for Haglund's Deformity. Haglund's Deformity is a bony growth on the back of your heel that rubs on your Achilles, which rubs on your shoe, hurts everything. Everyone knows their Achilles tendon runs from the bottom of their foot all the way up their leg, and it hurts all the time because it's an overused tendon with very little circulation. But guess what? I run about 50 miles a week, do 7, 8, 9, 10 marathons a year, work 8 or 9 hours a day as a personal trainer. So to me, my feet are everything. So I want to talk about some new things in shoes right now, talk a little bit about that tape again, and about stretching out, because those are the questions I got. So if you have any other questions too, feel free to shoot me an email at vanessa@trainwithv.com at any time, or do a comment below, because I think this is a great discussion. We always have doctors telling us how to fix it, but we need people like us taking care of it on a regular basis who can show us how to fix it. Okay, so let's talk about what's happening in shoes, how I take care of my feet. All right, so I am currently wearing what is called the Ultra Boost 19 from Adidas. I want everyone to know not one company I talk about today has ever given me free shoes or even a discount. This is all just things I do for work and to help you out too. So I'm going to talk about this shoe a lot. This was the first shoe as an adult I got into that really helped my Achilles tendonitis and my Haglund's Deformity. Now, look, I didn't have to untie it. That's kind of an interesting thing, right? There is nothing back here on this Achilles tendon, nothing to hurt my Haglund's Deformity, which remember is that bump running on the back of my foot. Now, as you see here, I have socks on. And these are a light compression sock by the Zenza company. There are lots of companies that make socks. This is by far my favorite. I like the colors, and it's a light compression. CEP also makes them, as does Pro Compression, much more stiff socks than these are for me to wear all day. Let me go back to the Ultra Boost. So got a little bit of stiffness on the side with some plastic, but really nothing back here to ever touch your Achilles, which for me is so important. I always wear some kind of insole. I have very high arches, and I want to give my foot as much support as possible. Whenever you have Achilles issues, you really want that foot to feel comfortable. What normally comes in a pair of shoes are these little, I don't know what the purpose of these insoles are. I guess some people have perfect feet. I don't have them. All of my shoes have custom insoles. All right. This is now the Adidas 19, Ultra Boost 19. But let me tell you, 20 comes out, I believe, in January of 2020, because all the 19s are on sale. And their upgrades aren't usually drastic. Only thing I've noticed from the 17 and 18s to the 19s is I had to go a half size bigger. But I am actually always going a half size bigger. And I actually go a full size bigger in a marathon. So if I was wearing a regular pair of shoes, I'd wear a 9. Running shoes, I wear a 9.5. I got a marathon this weekend, I'm wearing my 10s. This goes for Adidas or Nike, either one, just to let you know, right? Okay, so look at that. I don't even have to do a lacing thing, and they're comfortable, right? Nothing on that Achilles. I'm going to talk about something new that just came out. Now, kind of a shoe freak, and Nike has never done this, but this is called the Cruise 1. And this Cruise 1 is completely soft in the back. It is the same scenario as we've seen before with the Adidas Ultra Boost. We have some stiffness on the side, a really great lace-up situation on this shoe. They are coming in unisex sizes. So with unisex sizes, they're a little wider up front. I went with a men's unisex 8.5, which would be a women's 10. It's perfect on my right foot, a little smaller on my left, but manageable. They also did a wool lining on the inside. They say you can do it without a sock. I can't. I have to do a little bit of a compression sock, but there's nothing on the Achilles. A little different, you'll see how high this heel looks. It actually gives you more support that way. I really like this shoe. I was able to work in it all day long, 10 hours, 11 hours with my feet without any soreness whatsoever. I did feel this a little bit on the inside on the left foot, which is my Haglund's deformity hits me on the left foot more than the right. But honestly, love the shoe, and I gotta be honest, spent a lot of money on shoes because it's my job and what I do for fun. And 150 bucks, I thought it was a pretty decent deal. Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about why we're discussing this, but okay. Nike, of course, has been under a lot of controversy over the carbon-plated shoe. You can go to your local 5K, you can see a marathon, you can watch marathons on TV, and everybody is wearing what? The Nike Vaporfly 4% or the Nike Next. Now, the Vaporfly 4% I loved because of the same scenario. It didn't rub my Achilles, it was perfect. Had to buy it a little bigger because it ran small, and the foam was nice and soft. When it went to the Next, though, something changed. When they went to the Next, they put this little bumper in the back to hold your heel down. Obviously, if you have an Achilles issue, if you have a Haglund's deformity, little plantar fasciitis, anything like that, this is going to drive you batty. So, what I did is I went to my local shoe store and said, take it out, and he put a really smooth piece of material in there and sewed it down and made the shoe very comfortable. So, if you want to run in that higher end Nike shoe, you'll have to do that if you have Haglund's deformity. All right. Now, I do a lot of things on a daily basis. The most important thing I do is keep the swelling out of my feet. I do that by having compression socks on all day long, pretty much 7 days a week. But every time I run, this morning was only 3 miles, I always ice for a minimum of 10 minutes per foot. That's what I do. I have a little ice boot. I get one from the King Company, but you can get it from any company or just use a pack of ice from the refrigerator, whatever you choose. Ice, and then in the evening, I usually do some heat on there. I have a heat boot also. I love it. I also have a little vibrator that I could use to just get some circulation going. I find this so important before I go to sleep at night because it really gets my body to relax, gets some swelling out of it. Now, I have the joy of being a personal trainer. So I'm working out all day long a little bit, and for me, it's all about stretching. The number one problem people have with their Achilles is they never stretch. Okay, guys, I didn't stretch as a kid, blew my Achilles tendon, I'll be honest. I ran lots of miles, didn't know what the heck I was doing. Didn't worry about my form. I'm going to just give you a couple of scenarios. I have a really interesting thing. And this is by a company called Strong Tech, and all it is a box to stretch out my Achilles tendons, right? It's not a huge deal, it's nothing that exciting. You step on it, and it stretches out your tendons. And you can lift up and down if you want. You don't have to, and it goes to all different levels. But I try to stand on this for a good 10 minutes a day to stretch out my tendons. Because, honestly, that's such the ticket for me, right? And if I've got a couple of minutes in my studio, or I'm making a silly video, I can stretch these out. So I spent about $55 from Amazon on this. I think it's priceless. And it really, really stretches the calves, the Achilles tendons, and everything in your foot, and getting that foot flexibility, which I think is super important, right? So I had a question about what other exercises I do. So I'm always moving my ankles. And it's an interesting thing that I don't even catch myself doing when I'm standing there talking to somebody. I'm moving my ankles around. I'm always doing this, moving in every direction to keep it flexible. You've got to keep your feet flexible. Next thing I'm going to talk about, stay out of pain. Now, I, on a daily basis, once or twice a day, tape my feet with KT tape. And if you watch that first video, I really go through exactly how I tape my feet. Taping my feet is everything to me. And one time I actually tried to skip the taping of the feet because my feet didn't hurt anymore. Ran a half marathon, almost died. So, if you have a slight issue, tape your feet. KT tape has a little bit of cushion compared to other tapes I've tried, and that's why I use KT tape. So I'm actually going to talk about this a little bit more more, because this is really the secret to me being able to run at 53 years old, right? And work all day. So I actually take my feet with 3 pieces of tape, and I take them all the time. So, I have a full leg of tape all up and down my ankle, as you can see. That's 3 different pieces of tape. A tape can last me a good day and a half or 2 days, depending on, honestly, how much air conditioner I use in my hair in the shower. But I know with most of my guy clients, they'll take it once for a couple days. This keeps the rub off the back of my heel and off the sides, which for me are everything, right? So that's how I take care of things. I stretch my ankle out all day, every day. I wear shoes that don't hurt me. And guess what? I flex, I flex, I flex, I flex. I flex and stretch and flex and stretch, right? If you work a desk job, put a tennis ball underneath your desk, take your shoe off so no one can see, run that ball up and down around. Find ways to make yourself do 15, 20 minutes per foot every day on those feet. I'm telling you, it'll change your life. So if you have any questions, let me know. Shoot me an email or you can leave a comment down below and I'd be happy to answer anything about your Haglund's deformity, your Achilles tendon issues, or any other feet issues you might have about running. I hate to admit it, I have well over 150 pairs of shoes. Shoes are my thing, and if you want to have some discussions about how you pick shoes, I'd love to. The biggest thing to do is to pick a bigger size than you really want to do. It's so important. Your feet are going to swell when you run. All right, this is Vanessa at Train with V. Have a great day.